Good day, Hanover Church family. Pastor Pete here, and this is your end of the week pastor's update. Hey, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about um, what Mark Twain said once. He said, "The two most important days of your life are the day that you were born and the day that you find out why you were born." Do you know why you were put on this earth? Well, God knows. And it's all good. It's not something to be discouraged about. It's not bad. In fact, it's downright encouraging. We live in such a day of discouragement right now, don't we? So much negativity out there. Do you realize that there's no place for that in the church? God doesn't want us to be negative and discouraged. Philippians 2, verses 1 to 2 says, "Instead, therefore, if you have any encouragement from being united with Christ," this is talking about the church being together now, "if any comfort from his love, if any common sharing in the Spirit, if any tenderness and compassion, then make my joy complete by being like minded, having the same love, being one in spirit and one of mind." You see, the church gathered together is supposed to be like minded, not to be discouraged or angry or negative, but to have love that we share and being one together. Hey, if you're feeling discouraged today, if you're feeling upset or angry or put out by everybody, then listen to what some of these scriptures are saying to you. Philippians 4:8 says, "Finally, brothers, finally, if whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." You know, maybe it's time for some of us to turn our televisions off a little more, because all you're going to get there is the negative and the destructive and the discouraging. What should we dwell on? Well, Colossians chapter 3 and verses 1 to 2 says, "Since then you should, since you have been raised with Christ, set your hearts on things above, where Christ is seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." You see, when all we're doing is looking down at the mud and the mire and the muck of life, then all you're going to see is that what is discouraging. But when you look up, when you look up and see God, then you're going to see what God is doing instead of all the cracks in the foundations of our world, of our society, of our church, of our homes. And there's so much of that, isn't there? So much negativity. But when you look up, you're not going to be paying attention to the cracks. You're going to be seeing what God is up to. So look up then and leave this whirlpool of negativity that swirls around and sucks those who enjoy the misery of the world. Instead, you can see God's handiwork. And as 1 Thessalonians chapter 5 says, you will rejoice always. You'll pray continually. You'll give thanks in all circumstances. For this is God's will for you in Christ Jesus. And then that verse says, don't quench the Spirit. And I'd say, don't quench the Spirit by being downward thinking, a discourager of negativity. You know, it's true, life is full of these problems, but you can make a difference by showing what God is doing in the midst of all the problems, in the midst of all the bad. I like what somebody said. A bad attitude is like a flat tire. You can't get very far until you change it. Hey, my friends, this Friday and Saturday is the Brethren Disaster Relief Auction. It's being held at the Lebanon Expo and Fairgrounds in Lebanon, Pennsylvania. And from 9 o'clock in the morning on Friday until 7 p.m. on Friday, and then on Saturday at 7 a.m. until noon, there's going to be all sorts of activities going on, auctions of all sorts, a heifer auction, quilt auction, coin auction, crafts auction, all sorts of goods will be auctioned off. There's all sorts of activities for your kids to go to. There's going to be food enough to eat until you bust. And it's all to benefit sending people to help fix what gets broken in natural disasters around the world through the Brethren Disaster Relief Ministry, and to help put people's lives back together in the love of Jesus. Well, I look forward to being with you on Sunday as well, to seeing you at one of our 3 worship venues this Sunday at 9 o'clock. We're going to have a traditional worship service in our sanctuary. Also at 9 o'clock, a contemporary worship experience in our ministry center. And if you can't make it live, then at least online, you can see us on your computer anytime Sunday in our online service. I hope you have a great rest of your week. If you have a prayer request, please send it in, and we look forward to seeing you soon.